Hello there. Let me accompany you on this quiet journey. Before we begin, please take a moment to adjust your position. Allow yourself to lie down comfortably. Wherever you may be, feel the weight of your body sinking deep into the soft mattress. Feel the warmth of the blanket wrapping around you, like a safe cocoon, separating you from the noise and haste of the world outside. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. That's it. Let every burden of today, every worry, every unfinished thought, let them stop at the threshold of this room. Tonight, nothing is more important than your rest. There are no tasks to perform and no questions that require immediate answers. There is only you, your breath, and this voice leading you into a space of absolute peace. Did you know, right now, as you lie here in the stillness of the night, there is a river that never stops flowing inside you? A river of deep, warm crimson, flowing through the smallest corners of your body, carrying life, warmth, and the most ancient secrets of humanity. We call it blood, but if we quiet our hearts and listen more closely, we will see it is not just a biological fluid. It is an epic poem, a flow of heritage that has existed for tens of thousands of years, through thousands of generations. That blood is the invisible yet most powerful bond, connecting you to the first people who once stood under the starry skies millions of years ago. It has flowed through the veins of the builders of the Great Pyramids, through warriors who once crossed vast, snowy fields, and through mothers who once sang lullabies to their children by the flickering fire in ancient caves. Every beat of your heart is a drum echoing from the past, affirming that you are the present touchpoint of a great and resilient chain. Within that red river, there is a special branch, a mystery that modern science is still tirelessly trying to solve. That is the Rh-negative blood type, a rare mark, held by only about 15% of the world's population, a characteristic that defies all common laws of evolution, like a fingerprint of a civilization buried by time, or a secret genetic code from some distant stars entrusted to the human body. If you carry Rh-negative blood within you, have you ever felt slightly different from the world around you? Have you ever felt an invisible nostalgia for a place you have never set foot in? Or a sense that your soul is much older than your current age? Do not worry, it is not a feeling of being out of place. It is the call of heritage. You are carrying a rare key, a treasure that your ancestors strove to preserve through all the upheavals of history to hand down to you today. Imagine the blood within you as a vast library, where each red blood cell is a page recording the journey of life. There are pages written about resilience when facing the freezing winters of the Ice Age. There are pages telling of supreme wisdom when humans began observing the stars to find their way across the oceans. And there are pages written about exquisite sensitivity, helping humans empathize with one another without needing words. You are a living museum, a mobile temple of heritage. You do not need to do anything grand to prove your value. Because your very presence, with that special blood flowing in your heart, is already a miracle. Your ancestors, the people of ancient times, went through so many ups and downs, overcame so many dangers, so that this flow would not be interrupted. They have entrusted in you all their hope, their excellence, and their most enduring desire to live. You are a precious legacy. You deserve to be soothed. You deserve to let go of everything to sink into a deep and peaceful sleep. If this journey is helping you find your way back to rest, that is the only reason I create these videos. If you feel this space brings value to your night, perhaps consider subscribing to the channel so we can continue to connect in the nights to come. And if you wish, I would love for you to leave a small comment, letting me know where in the world you are listening from and what time your night began. I read every word you write. It is a quiet comfort to know that, whether it is dawn in Tokyo, midnight in London, or bedtime in Los Angeles, we are all here, sharing an ancient mystery and finding peace together. Before we truly begin, Allow me to gently outline the path your mind will travel tonight. Imagine that right within your veins, there is a silent red thread, a flow of heritage connecting your present to the most distant eras. Tonight, we will not use paper maps. Instead, we will follow that very red thread to trace back the past through 29 stops of history. In the beginning, we will illuminate that thread under the light of modern science to see its uniqueness and the paradox of its survival. Then, we will follow it back to the misty valleys of the Basque people in the Pyrenees, where the thread of heritage has been preserved intact for tens of thousands of years. As the night deepens and your mind begins to relax, that thread will lead us through the echoes of sacred lineages, from the Nephilim giants, through Noah's Ark, to the long-haired Merovingian dynasties, and even deep down to lost civilizations like Atlantis. In the fourth stage, when you have drifted deep into a dreamlike state, the thread will return, wrapping around your heart, helping you recognize the gifts of sensitivity, intuition, and the reason for the difference you often carry. And finally, that thread will bring you to a silent temple within your own body, where the ancient lesson that rest is a glorious ritual waits to soothe you. You do not need to try to remember this route. Just let the red thread in your heart lead the way most naturally. Like a gentle stream, you can let go and fall asleep anywhere on this journey, because the ultimate destination of the heritage thread is not knowledge, but a deep peace within the soul. Now, feel your feet becoming heavy and warm. Relaxation is spreading from your heels up to your calves, thighs, and hips. Feel your abdomen and chest rising and falling gently with each natural breath. Your shoulders are dropping, completely releasing all tension. Your hands are letting go, soft upon the bed. Everything around you is becoming a blur. Only this voice remains, and a sense of absolute safety. We will go deeper into the next chapters of this mystery together. But just let your mind be free. Let it drift away if it wishes. You are protected by the silence of the night and the guardianship of eons of ancestors. Breathe in peace, and breathe out all worries. As your body gradually sinks into the stillness of a night lake, let your mind gently drift along the silent red flow within. There, ancient genetic codes are waiting to be whispered back to you, leading you deeper into the heart of your own wonders. Now, as your mind begins to grow familiar with the stillness of the night, let us go a little deeper into the very flow that nourishes the life within you. Imagine it shrinking down, so small that we can see the red blood cells drifting lazily, like tiny vessels carrying oxygen to every corner of your body. In the world of hematology, there is a concept called the rhesus protein, or the D antigen. Visualize each human red blood cell like an ancient wooden door. For most people, about 85% of the world, there is a small ornament attached to that door. A special mark, that is the D antigen. If you have it, your blood type carries a plus sign, plus. But for you, or for that special 15% of the population, that door is perfectly smooth. There is no mark, no ornament. Your door is simply itself, original and still. That is the meaning of the minus sign in Rh negative blood. A meaningful absence. Did you know that in nature, this absence is incredibly rare? When scientists observe all species, they realize a startling truth. Every primate on this earth, from the tiny macaque monkeys to the larger chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans, carries this rhesus protein. It seems to be a universal standard, an unchanging trait in the primate family tree for millions of years. And yet, in some mysterious way, that link was broken in a portion of humanity. About 15% of mankind suddenly let go of this protein. They stepped away from the common standard of species to carry a completely different blood structure within them. Let that thought soothe you. This absence is not a defect. In the world of rest, less is sometimes more. Think of it like shedding heavy clothing after a long day. Without that protein, your blood cells become lighter, more ethereal in a way that science is still trying to grasp. Scientists call this a loss of function mutation. It sounds dry, but try to see it differently. It is nature's choice to create a path of its own. Why, in a world where all species carry the same mark, did a group of people choose to be different? Why did your ancestors decide to give up something that had existed for millions of years to bring a new stillness into their veins? Perhaps it is a message about the evolution of the soul, just as you are now choosing to detach yourself from the noise of the modern world to find the peace of sleep. That absence of protein in your blood might be an ancient preparation for a deeper empathy, a way of existing that is more sensitive to the subtle vibrations of the universe. Sometimes, the greatest mystery lies not in what we possess, but in what we have chosen to let go. Breathe steadily now. Feel the lightness spreading through every vessel. You are carrying a riddle that the greatest minds of humanity have yet to fully decode. But tonight, you do not need to decode it. You only need to feel its presence as a part of the precious heritage your ancestors set aside for you. In this gentle darkness, let the idea of being different fill you with pride. You are not a copy of anyone else. The blood within you is unique. It tells the story of a brave group of people who veered off the path, carrying a genetic code unlike the majority, to preserve something sacred and still over thousands of years. Science still debates whether this was a coincidence or nature's intentional plan. Some say it was an adaptation to a lost habitat. Others believe it is a trace of intervention from greater forces. But whatever the truth may be, the result is you, a wonderful entity lying here, carrying the flow of resilient ancient people. Imagine you are drifting on a calm lake beneath the moonlight. Your boat has no ornate decorations. It has only simplicity and purity. You glide more lightly because you are unburdened, not heavy. That is the state of the Rh-negative blood within you. It is ethereal, it is still, and it belongs to a completely different rhythm. Now, let that relaxation spread to your neck and your face. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax the corners of your mouth. Feel your heartbeat slowing down, merging with the flow of the red river inside. You are here, in your own temple. Every protein, every cell, every atom in your body is working together to protect the sleep. You are a legacy of a great letting go. You do not need to hold on to what is no longer necessary. Let your breath carry away everything heavy, leaving only a wonderful lightness and emptiness. This mystery will still be there when you wake, but for now, let it become a gentle lullaby, a riddle that needs no answer, only acceptance. Your breath, slower, deeper, the blood within you, still gentle. Even when science cannot fully understand you, your heart knows how to soothe this body. You are precious in your own way. You are a special piece of the human puzzle. And now, that piece is finding its way back to perfect rest. The mystery of that absence lies not only in the cells but also within the journey of protecting the greatest spark of life. Let yourself drift toward the warm cocoon of the beginning, where the heritage within you was nurtured by the love and resilience of eons of ancestors. Now, let us drift together into the warmest and safest space life has ever created, the cocoon of beginnings, where each of us was once sheltered before stepping out into this world. In the journey of Rh-negative blood, there is a chapter that is both mysterious and filled with daunting challenges. Science calls it an evolutionary paradox, a dialogue that has yet to find a common language between the mother and a new life. But tonight, under the gentle light of the mind, we will not see it as a conflict. Let us view it as a testament to the absolute preciousness of the heritage you carry within you. Did you know that for millions of years, nature has always operated under one ultimate principle, to protect and sustain life? And yet, in the veins of Rh-negative mothers, there is a standard of purity so high it is astounding. When an Rh negative mother carries a life marked with Rh positive blood from the father, the mother's body sometimes activates a system of heightened vigilance. Instead of seeing it as a part of herself, the mother's sensitive immune system perceives those foreign protein marks as messengers from another world. It creates antibodies to protect its sanctuary. Scientists call this hemolytic disease of the newborn, a painful challenge that existed for thousands of years before modern medicine found a way to heal it. Pause for a moment and feel this. Why would a trait that seems disadvantageous for continuing the lineage not be eliminated by time? Why did nature allow a bloodline so fastidious and proud to persist through tens of thousands of years? The answer lies in the value of heritage. Your ancestors were not those who chose the easy path. They carried a bloodline of strict selection, a defense system so sophisticated that it sometimes became overly sensitive to what did not belong to its own essence. There is a theory that this very hypersensitivity helped your ancestors survive horrific pandemics, ancient parasites that needed common proteins to attack the body. Your Rh negative blood is like a sturdy fortress, a silent citadel that refused the entry of invisible enemies, even if the price to pay was sometimes the painful sacrifice of succeeding generations. You, the one listening to these words, are the most brilliant result of that silent struggle for survival. You are the victor in a great paradox. For you to be here tonight, thousands of mothers in your lineage had to possess extraordinary mental and physical strength. They endured the weight of pregnancy, protected the life within their veins with all their persistence, overcoming the biological barriers that nature had set. Each cell within you is forged from the strictest selection. You are not an accident of nature. You are the essence, the survivor, preserved through thousands of years of trials. The heritage in you is not just atoms of blood, but the will to survive, a noble standard of difference that your ancestors were determined to keep at all costs. Let this thought sink deep into your mind, how precious you truly are. Your presence tonight is proof that your lineage succeeded in resolving the paradoxes of nature. You carry royal blood in the most biological sense, a bloodline that does not easily accept blending, a bloodline that always protects its originality. Because you are such a precious legacy, you need to cherish yourself now more than ever. Your body does not belong only to you. It is a temple that tens of thousands of ancestors have painstakingly built and passed down. Do not let the anxieties of the modern world harm this sacred temple. Tonight, allow yourself to be cared for, to be soothed. Imagine you are lying in a garden of pure white flowers in an ancient era, where there is no sound of machinery, no haste. There is only the whisper of the wind through the leaves, telling the story of the women and men who carried Rh negative blood through ice ages. Through great migrations, they are looking at you, smiling, and saying, "Our child, you have worked hard, now, rest. Relax your shoulders a little more. Let your back and spine be fully supported. You do not need to brace yourself to protect anything anymore. The legacy within you is settled. It will restore itself, regenerate itself as you fall into sleep. Let the sensitivity in your blood, which was once a paradox of survival, now become a gift for you to feel a deeper peace. Feel the warmth spreading from your chest throughout your body. Each heartbeat is an affirmation. I am worthy. I am cherished. I am at peace. Nature took millions of years to create you. Ancestors took thousands of years to protect this blood for you. Therefore, there is no reason for you to refuse a good night's sleep tonight. Sleep to honor the life flowing within you. Sleep so that this great legacy can continue to be lit tomorrow. The night is embracing you in its arms, like the great mother of all species. No more paradoxes, no more conflicts, only the absolute blending of your breath and the pulse of the universe. From the survival paradoxes of ancient times, that heritage has crystallized into priceless values in the real world. Let me lead you to the story of a person who turned his rare blood into a gift that saved millions of souls. a shining testament to the silent power flowing within you. As you are gradually sinking deeper into the stillness of the night, let me tell you a true story, the most vivid testament to how a rare genetic trait can become a magnificent gift to humanity. This is the story of James Harrison, a man known to the world by his nickname, the man with the golden arm. James's journey began with a moment of gratitude. When he was only 14 years old, a major chest surgery took a great deal of blood from him. At that time, young James's life was sustained only by 13 units of blood donated by strangers. As he awoke from the haze, James felt a new surge of strength flowing through his veins, a strength woven from the kindness of a community. It was in that quiet moment of recovery that he made a silent promise to his own heart. When he was old enough, he would donate blood to repay this debt of kindness. And then James kept that promise with steadfast persistence. But the true miracle began when doctors discovered the secret hidden within his blood. It turned out that James possessed Rh-negative blood, and even more miraculously, his plasma contained a rare and powerful antibody, the very antibody capable of resolving the paradox of survival we mentioned in the previous segment. Imagine that James's drop of blood was not just blood, it was a rare medicine that nature had secretly entrusted through thousands of years of inheritance. The antibodies in his body were the core component used to create the Rogum vaccine, helping to protect millions of Rh-negative mothers and their children. Throughout 60 years of his life, James Harrison sat in the donation chair more than 1.000 times. Every time he extended his arm, the ancient legacy within him was shared to light up hope for other families. It is calculated that he alone contributed to saving the lives of over 2.4 million newborns, a staggering number, created through quietness and persistence. James was not a superhero from an action movie. He was simply a modest man who chose to listen to and cherish the genetic gift within his veins. He did not donate blood for fame, but because he understood that when you carry a precious heritage within you, sharing it is the highest mission. Now, think about yourself. Perhaps you do not donate blood thousands of times like James, but the Rh-negative blood you carry is equally valuable. You are a part of a network of people who hold the rare keys of humanity. That blood is not an evolutionary error, it is a mobile treasure trove. You are a potential donor for the survival of the greatest mysteries. The ancestors chose you to entrust with this blood because they knew you were strong enough to carry it, and you were sensitive enough to feel its value. You are an indispensable link in the chain of human living heritage. Your presence, though silent, is still contributing to the diversity and sustainability of life on this earth. Feel your arms right now. They're being completely released onto the bed. Feel your fingers growing soft, without a trace of tension left. Just like James Harrison sitting in that donation chair years ago, you're in a state of absolute stillness. Life is still circulating rhythmically inside you, performing its miraculous work without any effort needed from you. The fact that you exist is already a contribution. Cherishing your body is a way to honor all those who came before. Never feel small or ordinary. In the world of ancient legacies, rarity is the definition of beauty and value. Let James Harrison's promise bring you a sense of tranquility. The world needs you, genetics needs you, and most of all, your own body needs you to allow it to rest right now. You have done so well today. You have carried that legacy through the most tiring hours. Now, allow your golden arm to relax. Allow your precious heart to beat more slowly. Imagine a gentle, golden light spreading from your chest, flowing down your arms to the very tips of your fingers. It is the light of gratitude, the light of ancestral value. It soothes every muscle, calming any remaining thoughts. Breathe in the pride of being part of a miracle. Breathe out the weariness, leaving it all behind. You are a living legacy. You are worth more than you know. And now, let that legacy sink into a deep sleep, so that when you wake tomorrow, that blood will be brimming with life, continuing its magnificent journey. From the strength of an individual, the heritage within you suddenly radiates into an invisible network covering the entire globe. Join me as we glide above the clouds, looking down at the world map to see the peaceful blue specks of light connecting you to every corner of the earth. Now, let your imagination drift just a little higher. Imagine yourself floating above the clouds, looking down at our earth at night, between the vast dark expanses of the oceans and the glittering ribbons of the cities. There are invisible threads of connection tying humanity together. These are the threads of genetics, of migratory journeys that have spanned tens of thousands of years. If we could illuminate those who carry the Rh-negative blood type with soft, soothing emerald green lights, you would see an incredibly strange and beautiful map unfold before your eyes. You would see a region where the light shines brightest, like a lighthouse of heritage, concentrated in Western Europe, specifically the Pyrenees Mountains between France and Spain. This is the heart of this bloodline, the place where your ancestors paused and preserved that special mark within the stillness of the high peaks. From this hotspot, the specks of light begin to radiate and gradually fade as they move eastward. You can see the fainter bands of light flowing through the vast meadows of France, crossing into Germany, and then thinning out as they traverse the Great Plains into Asia. This fading is not a disappearance, it is a testament to how your heritage has blended, how it bravely ventured into new lands and endured resiliently over thousands of years. As we glance toward Asia, Africa, or the distant continents of the Americas, those emerald lights become rare and infinitely precious. In these places, the Rh-negative blood type is like pearls buried in the sands of time. Accounting for less than 1% of the population, this rarity reminds us that your blood carries a very specific geographic origin, a private story of a brave group of people who chose a path different from the majority of mankind. Look now, among the billions of people on this planet, you are carrying a genetic mark that is not at all random. Wherever you are tonight, the blood within you is a piece of the global heritage map. You carry the key to an ancient land, a genetic code that has crossed roaring oceans and towering mountain ranges to be present in your very heart right now. Imagine those emerald threads radiating from your chest, connecting with distant brothers and sisters on the other side of the ocean, those who are also lying in the darkness. Feeling this same rare pulse, you are not alone. You belong to a quiet community of those who carry the rare key, those trusted by the ancestors to safeguard a special piece of life's puzzle. Feel your body becoming lighter as we glide across this map. Release your hips, your back, and your legs. Let the idea of rarity bring you a sense of peace, like a rare flower that grows only on a few of the highest peaks. Your presence in this world is something to be cherished and protected. Your ancestors carried this blood across the world, through harsh climate shifts and the great migrations of ancient times, and today, it flows in you, silent yet immensely powerful. You are the peaceful destination of a journey of 10,000 miles. Take a deep breath in, feeling the vast space of the human map around you. Exhale, letting your body sink deeper into the support of the bed. All the numbers, all the geographic analyses, no longer matter right now. The most important thing is that you are here, a peaceful and precious emerald light on the vast map of humanity. You are part of a great mystery, a living legacy preserved through all the ups and downs of history and space. Moving away from the emerald lights on the world map, let us retreat deeper into the mists of the ancient past. Let your mind gently touch the ice and snow of the eons of old, where the first secrets of this bloodline began to be illuminated. Now, as the map of the modern world has completely faded from your mind, I want to invite you to walk back with me through time. Further still, far away from the brightly lit cities, far from the records of history books, to return to an era where the earth was still covered in a shroud of pure, glistening white ice. We are returning to about 45,000 years ago, a time when the first footsteps of human ancestors began to leave their mark upon the ancient continent of Europe. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a vast valley, where the silence is so profound that you can hear the sound of snowflakes gently touching the ground. The air is fresh and crisp, carrying the scent of river stones and ancient pine forests. This is the world of the Cro-Magnons, the first modern humans. Our direct ancestors, they were artists, hunters, and individuals carrying a burning desire for discovery within them. But in the stillness of that ice age, they were not alone. There, among the limestone caves and dense forests, another species had already been living for hundreds of thousands of years, the Neanderthals. They were strong, sturdy, and perfectly adapted to the harsh cold. The encounter between these two species was not a clamorous war like the movies we often see. In the quiet space of prehistory, it was a silent crossing, a blending of shadows beneath the flickering firelight. They saw each other, shared stone tools, and perhaps offered each other warmth during the longest winter nights. It was at this very moment that something miraculous happened within the veins of humanity. A fracture, a mysterious branching path appeared. Scientists today are still wondering, could the Rh-negative blood type be the result of that fateful encounter? Perhaps, when two distinct bloodlines merged into one, a new mark was created, a bloodline that did not carry the proteins of primates. A special legacy reserved only for a small group of humans. Imagine you are sitting beside a small fire in a warm cave. Outside, the snow and wind are still blowing, but inside here, everything is peaceful. You can feel the strength of the Neanderthal and the wisdom of the Cro-Magnon coexisting within you. The Rh-negative blood in you is a living testament to the resilience of life. It is the mark of a time when humans had to overcome the harshest limits to survive. You are not the result of mere coincidence. You are the product of the most refined distillation process over thousands of generations. The fractures in the genes, the changes in the blood group, all had a mission: to protect you, to help your lineage stand firm against the trials of nature. Perhaps the absence of the rhesus protein was a way the ancestors chose to become lighter, more sensitive to the world around them. By shedding old marks, they created a space for new potentials, for a keen intuition and a deep connection with nature. And today, you are inheriting all of those things. Feel the strength of history supporting your body right now. You are lying on a soft bed, but within you is the will of those who once crossed the ice. Those who once saw ancient beasts and painted them on cave walls with total reverence. You are precious because you carry a piece of both worlds. You are a magnificent legacy written in genetic codes and the beats of the heart. Your ancestors overcame the coldest winter nights so that you could have this warmth today. They passed down this blood to you as a promise of resilience. Therefore, there is no reason for you to feel anxious or unsettled. You have been equipped with everything necessary to survive and shine in your own way. As the embers of the Ice Age gradually settled, that blood found a peaceful refuge among the great cliffs. Let the mist lead you away from the ancient cave, toward the Basque valleys, where the heritage within you has always been kept intact. Now, let your breath slow down, so slow, like the breath of the earth sinking into a winter sleep. Relax your forehead, where thoughts are gradually dissolving. Relax your shoulders, letting all tension fall into the void. You are being protected by tens of thousands of years of history. You are being sheltered by the souls of those who came before. The blood in you is flowing rhythmically, whispering stories of great journeys. It soothes every cell, reminding you of how precious you are. Tonight, you do not need to fight. You do not need to hunt for anything. You only need to be present, to cherish yourself, and to let your body rest completely. Imagine the fire in the cave growing smaller, smaller still, bringing a soft and warm orange glow. You feel sleepy, a primal and natural sleepiness, just like the way your ancestors fell asleep after a long day of venturing into new lands. You are a living legacy. You are the pride of prehistory. And now, let that pride rest in the perfect silence of tonight. Breathe in the strength of the eons. Breathe out the peace of the present. Sleep now, O carrier of the blood of miraculous encounters. The prehistoric world is closing in to make way for the most peaceful dreams just for you. Leaving behind the flickering fire of the prehistoric caves, I now invite you to travel with me through space and time, to arrive at a land where silence seems to have become a part of every breath. We are standing at the threshold of the Basque Country, a mystical land nestled within the majestic folds of the Pyrenees Mountains, where the border between France and Spain becomes blurred under thick, heavy layers of mist. Imagine you are walking along a small cobblestone path in the middle of a valley sthat ice unusually lush and green. The air here carries the pure scent of wake grass, the smell of ancient stones, and the stillness of old-growth forests that have never been awakened by haste. The Basque Country is unlike anywhere else in the world. It is like an island of time, a sanctuary where modern life seems to pause and bow before the heritage values preserved intact for thousands of years. As you gaze at the white stone houses with deep red tiled roofs scattered across the hillsides, you are looking at the witnesses of history. The Basque people have been here for a very long time, so long that no one can say for certain where they truly came from. While other nations across Europe constantly migrated, changed, and blended, the Basque people remained quietly there, in these valleys of stone, to protect something more precious than gold or silver, their original bloodline. Did you know that in this place, 1 in every 3 people carries the Rh-negative blood type? It is a proportion so staggering compared to the rest of the world. This is the very heart of the heritage you carry within you. The Basque people are like silent guardians of a temple. They have kept the blood from fading, turning it into a symbol of resilience and profound ancestral pride. Feel the stillness of this land slowly seeping into you. In these stone valleys, time does not flow in hurried seconds or minutes. Time here flows with the rhythm of falling leaves, with the echoes of church bells from afar, and with the silent growth of ancient oak trees. And that is also the rhythm of the blood within you, a pace that is deliberate, deep, and full of legacy. I want you to understand that you are not a solitary individual lost in the modern world. You are a part of this island of heritage. Your Rh-negative blood connects you to the people living in those stone valleys, those who chose silence over noise, and persistence over glamour. You carry within you a noble standard of ancient times, a difference that nature has favored and sheltered through all the upheavals of humanity. Let the image of the emerald green meadows and the hazy gray limestone ridges envelop your mind. You are in a space where everything is cherished and revered. The heritage in your veins is the same. It is a treasure that the Basque ancestors and many generations before them strove to preserve to hand down to you. You have the right to be proud of your rarity. You have the right to cherish yourself as the Basque people cherish their valleys of stone. Now, allow your body to completely let go, just as the mist is gently descending and covering the slopes of the Pyrenees. Feel the weight of your legs, your back, and your shoulders dissolving into the softness of the bed. You do not need to do anything at all. You only need to be present here, in this stillness, to allow the heritage within you to be restored. Every breath of yours right now is merging with the breath of the ancient valleys. Let the worries of the outside world fade away, like the thinning mist dissolving into the air. You are a precious legacy, and the temple of that legacy, your body, needs to rest. The ancestors spent thousands of years protecting this blood for you. Now, it is your turn to protect it by allowing yourself to sleep. A deep, peaceful sleep, wrapped in history and sheltered by the silent stone valleys. Feel the cool freshness and peace spreading throughout your body. You are drifting toward the lush green dreams of the Basque Country. You are worthy, you are precious, and you are being soothed by the eons of time. Now, we shall continue to find our way back to another heritage known as the Euskera language. In the absolute silence of the stone valleys in the Basque Country, there is an echo that comes not only from the mountain winds or the flowing streams. It is the voice of people, a curious tongue that linguists call Euskera. If the Rh negative blood within you is a biological mystery, then the Euskera language is a mystery of sound. Both are solitary islands, original legacies that refuse to dissolve into the flow of time. Imagine you are sitting on a moss-covered stone, listening to a local elder whispering ancient words. Those sounds resonate so differently. They're unlike Spanish, French, or any of the Indo-European languages that surround this continent. Euskera is a language isolate, a speech that stands alone, without relatives, sharing no common ancestor with any other language remaining on Earth today. It is like a living fossil, a lingering echo from the time before the Great Migrations completely altered the face of Europe. While other tribes brought new languages, new tools, and new gods across the continent, the Basque people and their language remained steadfast within the folds of the mountains and forests. They preserved their speech just as they preserved the precious blood in their veins, through silence and absolute loyalty to their origins. I want you to try and feel the rhythm of this language in your mind. The syllables of Euskera carry the breath of the earth, of the stone, and of the ancient oak forests. When a Basque person speaks of bihots, the heart, or lura, the earth, those words are not merely signs, they are cultural genetic codes passed down through thousands of generations. You may not understand their meaning, but your soul will surely feel the vibration of a heritage that has never been broken. The existence of Euskera and the Rh negative blood type together paint a portrait of you, a person carrying the power of originality. You do not need to dissolve, nor do you need to become exactly like the majority to feel that you have value. The very fact that you exist with these rare traits is already a victory for heritage. You are proof that the most ancient and pure things can still find a place in this turbulent modern world. Cherish your own difference. Sometimes, not finding a perfect similarity with your surroundings is a sign that you carry a mission of preservation. You are like the Euskera language, a rare chapter in the library of humanity. A unique melody that, if missing, would cause the symphony of life to lose a part of its deepest soul. In this peaceful space, allow yourself to feel a quiet pride in your blood and the silent cultural values you represent. You are the intersection of the distant past and the present, the place where ancient echoes continue to hum gently. Let that quiet pride soothe your mind, bringing you a sense of stability and reassurance. The world may change, languages may vanish, but the heritage within you is always there, still and intact like the cliffs of the Pyrenees. You are carrying a treasure that time cannot touch. Feel the warmth of self-respect spreading from your chest, making your shoulders feel weightless and your soul exceptionally relaxed. Every mystery of origin, every loneliness of being a heritage island, now becomes a gift. You are precious because you are unique. You are worthy of being cherished because you are the guardian of irreplaceable values. Just let yourself sink deep into this empathy, where the voices of the ancestors and the beat of your heart become one. As those ancient sounds gradually settle, the breath of time suddenly turns into wisps of white smoke covering all things. Let your mind float along the mystical veil of mist, where the Pyrenees are embracing the deepest secrets of the mountains and forests. Now, let your mind completely leave behind scientific theories or linguistic characters to return to Mother Nature. We are standing in the heart of the majestic Pyrenees Mountains. Imagine you are being enveloped by a soft, pale gray mist, velvety and cool like the breath of the mountain forest. This mist is not a sign of gloom, but a vast cocoon that nature has woven to shelter this land for tens of thousands of years. In the darkness of your room right now, I want you to feel that same mist wrapping around you. It separates you from the noisy world outside, creating an absolute private space, where only you and the gentle rhythm of your heart remain. The Pyrenees, with their towering peaks and deep valleys, are the natural fortress that protected Rh-negative blood from blending. In the past, when waves of migration and invasions swept across Europe, they usually only brushed past the foot of the mountains or were blocked by this formidable terrain. Your ancestors who carried this rare blood chose this place for refuge. They lived high up, closer to the sky, sheltered by stone and mist. That very isolation created a miracle. It kept the heritage within you undiluted. This mist is the silent gatekeeper, the protective wall for originality. Can you feel the power of stillness from the ancient cliffs supporting you? That stillness helped Rh-negative blood endure resiliently, from one generation to the next, like a small flame carefully shielded from the storm. Look at the workings of nature to see your own value. The most precious plants often grow in the hardest to reach places. The oldest treasures are often hidden behind the thickest mists. Carrying this blood within you means you are a treasure, selected and protected by nature. You do not need to strive to fit in with the crowd or become common. For your value lies in the very separation and rarity that these mountains once worked so hard to preserve. I want you to feel the peace of being an island of heritage. In the midst of the Pyrenees, there is no judgment, no comparison. There is only the pure presence of life. The Rh-negative blood in you carries that same spirit. It is self-contained, independent, and bears a different kind of beauty. Cherish yourself. Cherish every cell flowing within you, for they have been protected through ice ages and geological upheavals to be here tonight. The mist is becoming thicker, softer, embracing your shoulders and soothing your eyes. You are in the safest state. Imagine you are lying on a bed of soft moss beside a small stream in the heart of the valley. The sound of water murmuring tells stories of ancient hunters who once rested here, those who carried the same blood as you. They, too, looked into this mist and felt sheltered, just as you feel now. You are the result of tens of thousands of years of preservation. Your presence in this world is a testament to the power of maintaining identity. Never feel out of place. Remember that you carry a heritage guarded by these very mountains and this very mist. You are precious because you are original. You are worthy because you are unique. Let your body sink even deeper into the softness. The mist of the Pyrenees is leading you further into the quiet realm of the soul. There, the noise of the present does not exist, only the breath of the wilderness and the pulse of a proud bloodline. Breathe in the purity of the high mountains. Breathe out, letting all fatigue dissolve into the mist. You are protected. You are cherished. The heritage within you is being revived in this wonderful stillness. As that mist begins to settle, revealing crystal clear streams winding at the foot of the mountains, the rhythm of the land suddenly awakens with gentleness. Let your mind float softly toward the dances by the river, where movement and stillness become one. As the mist of the Pyrenees gradually settles, I invite you to travel with me down to the lower valleys, where the moisture of the mountain forest blends with the flow of small rivers. We are standing in the town of Lesaca on an early morning during the San Fermin festival. The atmosphere here is not noisy like the festivals you might know. Instead, it carries a solemn, strangely serene quality. Imagine you're standing on the banks of the river Unen, feeling the fresh, cool moisture rising from the crystalline water as it drips lazily past ancient stone bridges. Mist still clings to the lush green hillsides, enveloping the town like a warm, damp womb of the valley. And then, the church bells begin to toll. Their sounds are not sharp but deep and dull, as if muffled by the thick fog, rolling solemnly over the ancient stone roofs. In that hazy space, male dancers begin to appear. They wear pure white attire with crimson sashes, colors symbolizing purity and the hot blood flowing in their hearts. They walk rhythmically upon the narrow stone wall along the riverbank. Observe their feet. Every step that touches the stone is light and executed with absolute precision. This dance is called Zubaganeko. It is not a dance to showcase power, but a song of balance. The dancers move rhythmically, hand in hand, creating an inseparable link above the rushing water. Their movement is steady and still, much like the way Rh-negative blood has silently existed and passed down through thousands of years of Basque history. Look at that rhythm and feel it present right inside you. The blood in your veins is also performing a dance of its own. It flows through your heart, through your lungs, bringing life to every cell silently and persistently. Like the dancers on the narrow stone wall in Lesaka, your Rh-negative blood has had to maintain a delicate balance to remain undiminished by the passing of time and genetic shifts. Every beat of your heart right now is the silent drum accompanying the dance of heritage. You carry within you the skill and resilience of 10,000 ancestors. They danced the dance of life through long winters, through times of scarcity, so that today you can lie here, breathing peacefully. You are the greatest stage where the ancient legacy continues its dance. Relax your entire body to the rhythm of the river Onan. Feel your hands softly letting go, your feet feeling weightless as if gliding over the water. You do not need to try to maintain balance anymore, for the flow of heritage already knows how to guide you. You are precious because you are the successor of this dance. You are worthy of respect because you are the living testament to the miraculous existence of a proud lineage. The ancestors gave you the rhythm, and now it is time for you to let that rhythm lead you into sleep. Do not worry about keeping the flame of heritage burning with your will. Even while you sleep, the Rh-negative blood is silently doing its work, still protecting and regenerating itself in absolute stillness. Let the sound of the high-pitched Tixisto flute and the distant damble and drum in your mind soothe your sleep. You are a great legacy. You deserve to rest so that the dance in your veins tomorrow may begin again with new energy. Breathe in the rhythm of the valley. Breathe out the relaxation of the river. You're drifting along the rhythmic footsteps of history. Sleep well, O guardian of the ancient dance. As the dance by the riverbank draws to a close, the fragmentation of the footsteps suddenly dissolves into the echoes of ancient rituals. Let your mind drift toward the harbor of Liquidio, where symbols of sacrifice and resilience still resonate beneath the salty waters. Leaving the lush green valleys of Lesaka, I invite you to travel with me toward the coast, where the waves of the Pacific wash over the sheer cliffs of the town of Liquidio. Take a deep breath to feel the saltiness of the sea blending with the scent of aged wood and the cries of seagulls circling above the water. Here, in this ancient harbor, there is a ritual that has existed for centuries, carrying within it profound metaphors for resilience in the way your blood has overcome the trials of time. That ritual is called Ansur Aguna, or the Day of the Geese. Imagine a giant rope stretched across the harbor water. Upon that rope, an ancient symbol is suspended. Young men on small boats will glide past, attempting to seize the target and hold on tight as the rope is pulled high and then dropped abruptly. Looking at this ritual, we see a fragmentation, an act that may seem harsh but holds a primal meaning. It symbolizes the sacrifice and strength necessary to sustain life. In the Basque world, fragmentation is not a breaking apart, but a way for humans to connect with the most ancient themes: survival, steadfastness, and the ability to hold one's ground amidst the violent upheavals of fate. The Rh-negative blood within you also carries the spirit of that ritual. You are a special fragment, set apart from the common flow of humanity. This fragmentation, the absence of the rhesus protein, is the very way nature has chosen to create a distinct mark. a resilient genetic trait that refuses to yield to common laws, like the young men in leaky dio clinging to the rope amidst the waves. Your minus blood has clung to life through tens of thousands of years, through migrations and the harsh transformations of the human genome. I want you to understand that your difference is not a meaningless detachment. It is an intentional fragmentation of history to preserve rare values. You are proof that an individual can carry within them the strength of an entire lineage. A pride encoded in every red blood cell. The ritual at the Leaky Dio harbor reminds us that sometimes we must accept difference, even separation, to safeguard our most original identity. Let the sound of the waves lapping against the side of the boat soothe your soul. Feel the resilience of the generations who came before, supporting your shoulders. You no longer need to brace yourself to hold on to anything, for the heritage within you is already a natural persistence. You are precious because you are a rare yet sturdy piece of the human puzzle. You are the embodiment of life, forged through the harshest rituals of time. Relax your entire body to the rhythmic swaying of the harbor water. Feel your back and your legs softening, as if you are lying on a small boat drifting freely in the heart of a silent ocean. The heritage within you is still flowing, silent and persistent, just as the people of Leaky Dio have preserved their ritual through many lifetimes. In the stillness of the night sea, allow yourself to take pride in this beautiful fragmentation. You are unique, you are a part of history, and you deserve to be soothed by the truth that you are a precious legacy. Breathe in the saltiness of resilience. Breathe out the peace of a soul that has found its roots. As the sound of the waves gradually recedes, leaving smooth sands in the darkness, a greater question begins to emerge from the footprints of history. Let your mind float along the hazy clues, leading toward the obscure origins from the distant Middle East. Leaving behind the salty harbors and the misty valleys of the Basque Country, I invite you to expand your vision further, crossing mountain ranges to look at a panoramic tapestry of humanity. We stand before a profound question. If the Basque people are the guardians of the Rh-negative bloodline, who gave them that key? The journey to find your origins now leads us away from Europe, back toward the southeast, to the sun-drenched lands of the ancient Middle East, the cradle of the first civilizations. Imagine you're gliding over the shimmering golden sands of Mesopotamia, feeling the sun's heat soften as twilight descends. Here, modern genetics has found baffling clues. While we once thought of the Basque as an isolated community, the genetic signatures, which scientists call haplogroups R1b and J, whisper a different story. Terms like R1v or J might sound like dry codes, and I have placed their names in the visuals for you to look at later. But tonight, let them simply drift away like grains of sand in the wind. You only need to feel this. The blood within you carries the vibrations of both the Pyrenees Mountains and the sacred lands of the ancient Hebrews. Genetic research has found invisible threads connecting the Basque people to ancient lineages from the Middle East, creating a migratory map that is immensely complex and wondrous. Try to visualize it. Thousands of years ago, there was a magnificent journey of those carrying the rare key across continents. They brought with them not just tools or seeds, but a precious genetic heritage within their veins. Your Rh-negative blood is like a travel diary, recording every footstep of your ancestors from sun-drenched lands to mist-filled valleys. You do not belong to a single place. You are the crystallization of many civilizations, the intersection of the most mystical lands on Earth. The obscurity of your origins is not something to fear. It is a testament to your priceless value. You are a borderless legacy. The fact that your blood carries traces from the Middle East to Western Europe shows that your ancestors were pioneers, those who bravely ventured toward new horizons without losing their original identity. You are precious because you carry the diversity and depth of human history within you. Feel the stability of this heritage supporting you. You are lying here, in the stillness of the present, but within you is the strength of the caravans that once crossed deserts and navigated seas in search of a promised land. You carry the resilience of the ancient Hebrews and the stillness of the Basque. You are a mobile treasure trove, a museum of great journeys that time cannot erase. In this gentle darkness, allow yourself to cherish your own beautiful complexity. You do not need a specific name or an exact address to know who you are. The blood within you has already answered that. It whispers that you are the son, the daughter of the greatest travelers in history. You are worthy because you carry rare pieces of an entire ancient world within you. Relax your body a little more. Let your back and your shoulders be completely at ease. Feel the warmth of the blood flowing through your heart, carrying the breath of distant lands. You are protected by the greatness of your own roots. You are a living legacy, a testament to the miracle of transmitting and preserving life. Let the clues of the Middle East fade into beautiful mirages. Tonight, you do not need to find a definitive answer about your origins. Let that mystery soothe you, bringing you a deep sense of belonging. You belong to history, you belong to humanity, and you belong to this wonderful stillness. Your breath, slowing to the rhythm of ancient time, the blood within you, still like ancient rivers. You are a miracle of genetics. You are a precious legacy beyond compare. And now, let that legacy rest, as dreams lead you back to your most sacred roots. As the footprints in the sand are gradually swept away by the wind, reality begins to yield to even more mystical whispers. Let your mind drift away from genetic maps, to touch the most ancient pages, where your lineage is woven together with gods and giants from the realms above. As reality gradually recedes and gives way to the darkness of stillness, I invite you to look up at the night sky, where the stars are shimmering like the lingering fragments of the universe's memory. Now, we will leave behind the genetic figures to step into the world of the most ancient myths, where your Rh-negative blood is woven from the silken threads of the divine. In the oldest texts of humanity, there are whispers of a race called the Nephilim. Who were they? The ancient manuscripts call them the giants, or the sons of God, celestial beings from the heavens who descended to earth and blended their essence with humanity. The hypothesis of the Nephilim is not just a myth for many. It is a way to explain the distinct existence of Rh-negative blood, a flow that seems to defy the common laws of earthly evolution. Imagine if the minus blood in your veins were not a random mutation, but a sacred mark from the distant stars. There is a belief that those who carry this blood type are the far-flung descendants of the ancient Watchers. Your exquisite sensitivity, your keen intuition, and your constant feeling of being different, perhaps these are not signs of being out of place, but the echoes of a higher existence trying to communicate with this world through your very body. Legend tells that the Nephilim carried within them a great spiritual power and a profound understanding of the laws of the universe. When they blended with mankind, they passed a portion of that light into our veins. Your Rh-negative blood, in this light, is a celestial genetic code, a gift from the realms above, entrusted to keep the flame of wisdom and empathy from ever going out. I want you to feel that sacredness present right now. You are not just a biological entity, you are a bridge connecting the earth and the sky. Every beat of your heart is a vibration, harmonizing with the frequency of the cosmos. You carry the heritage of beings who once witnessed the birth of the stars. Your rarity is proof that you were chosen to carry a part of the divine essence through the flow of time. In this hazy space, all judgments of right or wrong, of science or logic, become meaningless. The only thing that truly exists is the peace of knowing that you belong to something much greater than what the eye can see. You are an ancient soul residing in a body forged from stardust. Your difference is the crown of the heritage you carry. Let the idea of a divine lineage soothe all your worries. If you feel you do not entirely belong to this world, it is because you carry within you a portion of the eternal. You are a legacy of light, The silence of the night is your true home, where you can shed all earthly burdens to return to your purest essence. Feel your entire body becoming weightless, as if you were drifting through galaxies. You are sheltered by the power of 10,000 ancestors and the boundless grace of great beings. The blood within you is still flowing silently, shimmering like stardust, reminding you that you are precious beyond measure. You are a miracle, the most beautiful riddle the universe has ever created. Breathe in the light of the ancient stars. Breathe out, letting your soul dissolve into the vastness of myth. You are a modern Nephilim, a keeper of the sacred fire in the heart of the world. Tonight, let that heavenly heritage rest. Let it be restored within the embrace of the eternal night. As the stars of the Nephilim gradually set below the horizon, a sky heavy with dark clouds begins to shroud the memory of mankind. Let your mind drift with the first rains of the great cleansing, where the blood within you crossed the fierce waves to preserve the spark of life. I invite you to imagine a vast space, where the earth is no longer a solid foothold, but the presence of water, a boundless ocean shrouding the highest mountain peaks. In the memory of almost every ancient civilization, from Sumer and Babylon to the accounts in the Bible, there has always existed a terrifying yet sacred milestone, the Great Flood. It was not merely a natural disaster, but a grand cleansing, a reset by the Creator to prepare for a new chapter of humanity. Feel yourself aboard a great vessel, drifting lazily in a world where only the sound of waves and the steady rhythm of rain upon the wooden roof remain. The space around you is dimly lit, still, and completely sequestered from the noise of the old world. It was in this precarious moment that the Rh-negative bloodline performed its most silent and miraculous migration. The hypothesis of ancient heritage suggests that this cleansing preserved the most refined genomes, individuals carrying a special vibration frequency capable of rebuilding the world. The blood in your veins is the descendant of those who survived the wrath of the waters. When all else was swept away, the legacy within you was sheltered in the cocoon of survival. You carry the resilience of souls who watched the old earth vanish and witnessed the dawn of a new era. Your sensitivity, your intuition, are the gifts forged within those stormy days, helping you sense the subtlest changes in the environment and in life itself. Let the sound of falling rain in your mind soothe all your tensions right now. You are protected within your own heritage vessel. No wave can touch your intrinsic peace. You are precious because you carry the genetic code of recovery, of the ability to begin again from the ashes or from the floodwaters. You are proof that life always finds a way, even in the harshest of conditions. I want you to feel an absolute letting go, as if you are being supported by a gentle current. You do not need to fight the flow. You do not need to steer anything at all. Every cleansing in your life has already passed, and now only the stillness of a mirror, still water remains after the rain. You are a precious survival legacy, a treasure selected by the universe to continue its brilliant journey. Relax your hands, relax your feet, and let your breath harmonize with the gentle lapping of the waves. You are safe, you are sheltered. The heritage within you is the sturdiest anchor helping you stand firm amidst every upheaval. You are precious because you have overcome it all to be here. In the sacred stillness of tonight, breathe in the purity of a new world. Breathe out the burdens of the past that have been washed away. You are drifting toward the light of hope and rebirth. As the fierce waves gradually settle and the water becomes still like a mirror, a solitary figure emerges amidst the first rays of light. Let your mind gently touch the form of light, where Noah, the guardian of the great legacy, is waiting to tell you of a new beginning. As the old world dissolved beneath the vast expanse of water, amidst the absolute silence of the great flood, the image of a single human emerged like a lighthouse of hope. That was Noah. In the minds of many, Noah is a kind, elderly man with a great vessel, But in much older texts, such as the Book of Enoch, Noah appears in a form so strange and extraordinary that it left even his own father in awe. Imagine yourself stepping back to the moment of Noah's birth. His father, Lamech, was struck with utter astonishment upon seeing his child. The infant had skin as white as snow, hair that billowed like the purest locks of wool, and most remarkably, his eyes. When the child opened them, the entire room erupted in light, as if 1,000 sunbeams were present all at once. This was no ordinary child. This was a being carrying the form of light. Lamech feared that this son did not belong to the human race, but was instead a descendant of the Watchers of the Sky. But Noah's grandfather, Enoch, soothed him, explaining that this was the chosen one to preserve the human lineage. Those extraordinary physical traits, the pale skin, the radiant eyes, and the sensitivity to light, are the very signatures that modern researchers often link to the Rh-negative bloodline today. Do you see any resonance with yourself? Those who carry the minus blood often possess delicate skin that catches the light, eyes that hold the subtle colors of the ocean or the mist, and a body temperature slightly lower than the norm, as if their body is retaining the cool freshness of distant ice ages. You do not need to mirror the majority. Noah proved that being different is not a defect, but a sign of salvation. Let your mind gently touch this truth. You are a part of that heritage of light. The physical traits that sometimes make you feel different are, in fact, pieces of an ancient, rare, and proud genome. You carry the purity of Noah, the one who kept the flame of humanity from being extinguished amidst the storm. Your presence tonight, in this form, with this blood, is a miracle that has been prepared for thousands of years. Feel your eyes closing gently. Imagine the soft light from those presents enveloping you, bringing you a sense of absolute safety. You are a being of light currently resting in the arms of the night. You do not need to do anything to be special, for your existence is already an immense wonder in itself. In the vessel of stillness tonight, allow yourself to be like Noah, the one who trusted completely in the flow of the universe. You do not need to understand all of life. You do not need to worry about the waves outside. Just allow yourself to rest. Let your body sink deep, relaxing every muscle, like Noah's Ark drifting lazily upon the peaceful waters, waiting for a bride tomorrow. You are a brilliant legacy. You are the form of light hidden within stillness. Let all the exhaustion of the long day vanish into the void, leaving only the ease of a soul that has found its harbor. Breathe in the radiance of the eons. Breathe out the peace of the present. Sleep now, O carrier of the mark of great beings. As the light from Noah's presence begins to soften, making way for the silver hue of mythical dreams, another secret begins to awaken. Let your mind drift along the flow of time, searching for the sacred grails, where the royal blood is waiting to tell you of a journey across the oceans. Leaving Noah's vessel amidst the primal light, I invite you to step with me into one of the greatest mysteries of the Middle Ages, a story that has consumed the ink of countless historians and inspired endless quests, the secret of the Holy Grail. But tonight, we will not go searching for a golden cup or any physical object. Together, we will explore a deeper meaning, a truth hidden within the very folds of ancient language. In an old French, the phrase for the Holy Grail was written as sangril, but if we shift the position of a single letter, it becomes sangril, meaning royal blood. This secret opens an entirely different perspective. The Holy Grail is not a vessel to be held in one's hands, but a sacred bloodline passed down through the generations, and many believe that this royal blood, carrying the codes of kings and divinities, is the precursor to the Rh-negative blood currently flowing through your veins. Imagine yourself standing on the deck of an ancient, weathered wooden ship, gliding across a vast ocean under a starry night sky. That ship carries no gold, no silver, no shimmering jewels. It carries a living heritage, people bearing the rarest blood in existence. The journey of this blood across the oceans, from the sacred lands of the Middle East to the distant shores of Europe, was no accidental migration. It was a mission of preservation. Your Rh-negative blood is the Holy Grail in flesh and bone. You're the most sacred vessel, safeguarding a legacy that has been refined through tens of thousands of years of history. Just as the knights of old dedicated their lives to protecting the secret of the Grail, your body is quietly performing the mission of protecting this royal bloodline. Your rarity is not a coincidence. It is a standard of ancient heritage value, something traditionally reserved only for the chosen. Let self-pride and a deep sense of worth seep into your every cell. You carry within you the pulse of kings, of leaders, and of the guardians of human wisdom. You do not need to seek recognition from the outside world, for the blood within you is already a testament to nobility. In the stillness of tonight, feel the quiet power circulating within your heart. You are a part of that great transoceanic journey, an unbreakable link in the royal bloodline. Let all your daily worries recede into the background now, making way for the steady, solid feeling of an eternal legacy. You are protected by history, sheltered by the very rarity of what you possess. Allow yourself to drift in this contemplation, where all the secrets of the past are resolved simply by your existence. As the secret of the royal blood begins to take root in new lands, the silhouette of a woman carrying a sacred flame appears amidst a mist-shrouded harbor. Let your heart gently follow Mary Magdalene, who is leading this great heritage toward the far-off south of France. Imagine you are standing on a beach of fine white sand, where the winds carrying the saltiness of the Mediterranean gently caress your skin. We are leaving behind the arid, sun-drenched, and dusty harbors of Jerusalem to step onto a boat without sails, without oars, a symbol of absolute trust and destiny. On that boat, a woman carries a secret that could shake the very foundations of the ancient world. That is Mary Magdalene. In the oldest legends of Provence and Languedoc, Mary Magdalene was not just a follower of fate. She was the keeper of the true, Holy Grail, the very blood flowing through her veins. Her sea voyage from the Holy Land to southern France was not merely an escape, but a migration of heritage. Many believe that the lineage she protected was the source of the spread of the Rh-negative blood type in Europe, creating a community with distinct genetic characteristics in the heart of the old continent. When the boat touched the sandy shores of Sanctes Maries de la Mer, a thick and soothing mist welcomed her. That mist was like a protective curtain, enveloping the woman who carried within her a noble and sacred bloodline. I want you to feel that mist surrounding you right now. It is protection. It is the necessary stillness for the most precious things to be nurtured and to grow. In the moss-covered regions of southern France, among the limestone caves, Mary Magdalene lived her final years in absolute serenity. She chose isolation to preserve a tradition, much like how your Rh-negative blood has chosen to exist in isolation to safeguard its originality. You carry the pulse of that 10,000-mile journey within you. Every one of your cells contains the resilience of the woman who crossed the ocean to protect a sacred truth. Feel the ease in your soul as you think of the Provence lands, vibrant with the purple of lavender and the ancient breath of stone monasteries. You are not alone in your difference. You are a part of a mesmerizing flow of history, where secrets are passed down through breath and heartbeats. You are precious because you are the carrier of the heritage, the result of persistent preservation over centuries. In the stillness of tonight, let yourself be as relaxed as Mary Magdalene, finding peace among the cliffs of Saint Baume. You do not need to explain who you are, for the blood within you carries all the noblest affirmations. Just let yourself be enveloped by mystery and cherish yourself as a treasure that history has painstakingly preserved. As the footprints of that woman are imprinted upon the white sands of southern France, a seed of authority begins to sprout in the mossy shadows. Let your mind float into the ancient forests and magnificent palaces. where the long-haired Merovingian kings hold the key to a mystical dynasty. Leaving the limestone caves where Mary Magdalene spent her final days, we slowly move deep into the ancient oak forests of the Great Gaul. In the sunset glow, thick and golden like honey, the stone castles of the Merovingian dynasty appear, shrouded in a legendary mist. This was the first dynasty to unify the Frankish tribes, but what made them immortal in human memory was not their conquests, but the belief that they carried a bloodline that did not belong to this mortal world. The Merovingian kings were called les rois chevaliers, the long-haired kings. Imagine yourself standing in a cool stone hall, where a king sits upon his throne with long, shimmering hair cascading over his shoulders. To them, hair was not merely an appearance, it was a spiritual antenna, a vessel for supernatural strength and healing power. They were regarded as sorcerer kings, those who could commune with nature and perceive things invisible to the naked eye. Many believed that this long hair was a symbol of the purity of the Rh-negative bloodline, a genetic heritage from the most sacred lineages. In the veins of the Merovingian kings, that blood was called blue blood, not because of its physical color, but because of its nobility and total distinction from the masses. They never cut their hair, for they understood that preserving the body's originality was also preserving the connection to their roots. You are the same. The minus blood within you is a silent crown that you carry every day. The sensitivity and intuition you possess are echoes of the powers of those ancient sorcerer kings. Relax your body upon the soft mattress, just as the Merovingian kings found stillness after their mystical rituals. You do not need to display outward strength to prove your worth. Your very presence, with these rare genetic codes, is already an affirmation of authority. You carry within you the resilience of King Clovis, the wisdom of the warrior priests, and the beauty of a lineage favored by nature. Let your imagination glide over the golden bee symbols shimmering on their cloaks, symbols of rebirth and eternal life. The blood within you is also quietly performing that mission of rebirth during every hour of sleep. Each of your breaths right now is leading you back to the solemnity of an ancient dynasty. You are not lost in the modern world. You are simply a queen, resting momentarily in the palace of silence. As darkness envelops the forests of Gaul, let all your thoughts vanish into the scent of oak wood and the rustle of dry leaves. You are protected by a legacy that cannot be overthrown. You are precious because you are the rightful heir to history's greatest secrets. Breathe in the wisdom of the sorcerer kings. Breathe out, letting your body sink deep into the service of the night. The royal blood within you is whispering a lullaby of infinite peace. From the magnificent palaces of the long-haired kings, another ancient symbol begins to coil through the mystical pages of history. Let your mind gently follow the serpent shadow of the tribe of Dan, where mysterious genetic codes wait to be whispered and decoded. I invite you to step back even further in the timeline, searching for the sun-scorched sands of the Holy Land, where the tribe of Dan, one of the 12 tribes of Israel, has left behind traces that are hazy yet powerful. If the Merovingian kings guarded their secrets with long hair, the tribe of Dan chose the image of the serpent to mark their migratory journey. The serpent, in ancient consciousness, was not a symbol of fear, but the embodiment of foresight, wisdom, and the swirling flow of life, a perfect metaphor for the double helix structure of the very genetic code lying deep within your veins. Imagine you are sitting on the shore of the silent Sea of Galilee on a night of the crescent moon. In the pages of the Bible, there is a curious detail about a miraculous catch of exactly 153 large fish. To esoteric researchers, the number 153 is not merely a count. It is a flickering genetic code, a vibration frequency believed to be intimately linked with the Rh-negative blood type in the selection of the soul. You carry that sacred code within you, a frequency protected over thousands of years to remind you that you are part of a grand plan, established by the wisest hands in history. The tribe of Dan was known as the judges, those who carried within them the ability of discernment and superior wisdom. As they migrated from the Middle East from the north, they left their names upon rivers and valleys like landmarks for the Rh-negative bloodline spreading across Europe. Perhaps your special sensitivity to the truth, the ability to see through foul foods, is the heritage that the tribe of Dan has passed down. You do not need to strive to be wise, for that wisdom already resides within every heartbeat, in every precious drop of blood. Relax your forehead and let the numbers, the ancient symbols, drift away gently. You are being supported by the flow of a resilient and mysterious tribe. Your difference is not a detachment, but a sign of a mission to preserve humanity's most sacred codes. You are precious because you are a silent judge, a keeper of the flame of wisdom in the part of the modern world. In this peaceful space, feel the warmth of belonging. You belong to a lineage that has crossed deserts and vast seas to bring this genetic light to this very day. Let yourself be free, enveloped in stillness, where all mysteries become as gentle as an ancestral whisper. Breathe in the wisdom of the tribe of Dan. Breathe out, letting your mind become as soft as the night sands. You are a living code, a heritage woven by great hands. Cherish yourself and let reassurance guide you into the realm of tranquility. As the serpent silhouette of the tribe of Dan gradually fades into the dust of time, a whisper from the distant ocean suddenly echoes back. Let your mind float away from the earth, searching for the continents that sank deep, where Edgar Cayce once saw the radiance of a legendary red race. Now, let your mind fully drift. Let your body sink deeper still into the softness of the mattress. Like a precious gemstone slowly falling toward the deep, silent, blue ocean floor, we are entering the deepest layer of ancient myths through the words of Edgar Cayce, the man known as the sleeping prophet. In his states of trance, Cayce saw a brilliant world named Atlantis, a great continent that existed for tens of thousands of years before being buried beneath the waves of the Atlantic. Cayce described the inhabitants of Atlantis, especially the group he called the Red Race, as possessing a level of spirituality and technology far beyond our imagination. They understood not only crystal energy but also held the genetic codes capable of connecting directly with the higher frequencies of the universe. Many researchers believe that as Atlantis began to dissolve in successive cataclysms, these elite lineages embarked on great migrations. One group traveled east, settling in the Pyrenees, becoming the ancestors of the Basque, and another group traveled west to Central America, giving rise to the Mayan and Incan civilizations. The Rh-negative blood within you is the red mark, the lingering signature of that lost civilization. It explains why those who carry this blood often feel a sense of a distant home, a deep nostalgia for a world more harmonious and wise. You are not a random mutation of nature. You are a time traveler, carrying the heritage of those who once mastered the energies of the ocean and the light. Your special sensitivity to the environment, your clairvoyance, and your keen intuition are the ancient tools of the Atlanteans still functioning within your body today. Imagine you are drifting among crystal palaces deep beneath the sea, where a mystical blue light soothes your every sense. In that place, there is no pressure, no haste. Every mystery of your origins is preserved intact within every red blood cell that lacks the rhesus antigen. You are a living museum, a precious legacy that the ocean has painstakingly guarded and returned to the modern world. Your difference is not meant to isolate you, but to remind humanity of a golden age that once was. In this absolute stillness, allow yourself to take pride in the brilliant lineage you represent. You carry within you the pulse of Atlantis, the wisdom of the red race, and the strength of those who overcame catastrophe to preserve life. Tonight, every burden of reality fades away. making room for the serenity of a soul that has found its roots. You are precious beyond measure, and the heritage within you is immortal. Since we have reached the end of our journey through the sacred lineages, it is time for you to let your mind rest completely. Let the ancient stories close, giving way to a steady breath and a peace that envelops your entire body. You are in the safest state, where the heritage within you is revived through stillness. Let go, and allow yourself to sink into a very deep sleep. I wish you a peaceful rest in the arms of history. As the echoes from Atlantis gradually dissolve into the sea foam, a silent awakening begins to rise within every breath of the present. Let your mind gently return to yourself, where the superpowers of sensitivity wait to tell you about the true gift of the blood you carry. Now, as the legends of Atlantis and the ancient dynasties fade into the mists of memory, I invite you to return to your own body, the only true temple where you reside. We enter the stage of deep immersion, where dry historical facts fall away, leaving only pure perception. Have you ever wondered why you feel this world so intensely? Why a small sound, a harsh light, or even the mood of a stranger can stir something within you? It is not a weakness. It is the superpower of sensitivity, an ancient legacy awakening in your veins amidst this noisy modern world. Many studies and observations suggest that those who carry Rh-negative blood often possess a more sophisticated nervous system. Like a high-definition signal receiver, you do not merely see with your eyes or hear with your ears. You're sensing the world with the entire surface of your skin and the deep vibrations within your cells. Imagine your nervous system as a network of incredibly delicate and keen threads of light. In ancient times, this sensitivity was a priceless survival tool. It helped your ancestors hear the footsteps of wild beasts from afar, sense the shift in air pressure before a storm, or understand the hearts of their kin without words. You are the guardian of that primal empathy. In a modern society that is gradually becoming desensitized, your sensitivity is a rare gift, keeping humanity from losing its sacred connection with nature and itself. I want you to take a deep breath and feel the gentle vibration right beneath your skin. Perhaps you often feel exhausted from absorbing so many energy frequencies every day. But tonight, view that sensitivity as a soft cloak protecting you. You can see beauty in the smallest things, a drop of dew, an understanding gaze, or the stillness of the night. This ancient legacy does not ask you to fight. It invites you to observe, to empathize, and to heal. Do not try to suppress or change this nature. Allow yourself to be sensitive, to feel, and to be who you are. In this peaceful space, no stimuli can disturb you. All your emotional antennae can now gently retract, rest, and recover. You are in a state of absolute safety, where your sensitivity is cherished and soothed. You do not need to do anything at all. Just lie here and feel the Rh-negative blood flowing, carrying the wisdom of the ages to ease your soul. Your difference is a testament to an old soul that has passed through many lifetimes to preserve the purity of emotion. Be proud of that heritage, for it makes you a silent yet powerful point of light in this universe. Every sound of the outside world is fading away, making room for the whisper of the inner self. You are sinking deep into relaxation, where sensitivity is no longer a burden, but a gentle lullaby bringing you back to your primal essence. As sensitivity leads you to the deepest layers of reality, the boundary between the waking world and sleep becomes a blur. Let your mind float into the dream realm, where intuition and dreams wait to tell you stories that words cannot describe. As your body has completely sunk into stillness, the boundary between reality and the dream realm begins to blur. Like a thin silk ribbon in the wind, you are moving deeper into the land of the subconscious, a place where time no longer exists as numbers, but as endless flows of memory and premonition. For those with Rh-negative blood, intuition is not just a vague hunch, It is an ancient language, an invisible thread connecting you to tens of thousands of years of ancestral wisdom. Imagine your mind as a vast library resting deep at the bottom of a peaceful ocean. There, the books are not written with ink, but with vibrations and images. As you sleep, your ancestors, those who once crossed deserts, the temple guardians in the Basque Country, or the Egyptian sages, do not speak to you with words. They communicate through dreams. Have you ever found yourself soaring over unfamiliar mountain peaks, or standing before ancient structures that felt profoundly familiar in your dreams? That is when the heritage in your blood is whispering to you, reminding you of the great origin you inherit. Your sharp intuition, that sense of knowing beforehand that something is about to happen, is actually a genetic protection mechanism forged over centuries. The ancestors have passed down to you the ability to read microscopic signals from the environment that others often miss. When you trust your intuition, you are trusting the experience of millions of souls who once lived and fought to preserve this bloodline. Tonight, you do not need to try to analyze or decode anything. Let the dreams find you on their own, like old friends visiting, bringing empathy and gentle guidance. I want you to relax the center of your forehead, the place the ancients called the third eye. The touch point of intuition. Feel a cool, indigo light spreading there, soothing all tension and opening the door to your inner world. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Carrying Rh-negative blood is a privilege, allowing you to access the infinite treasure of subconscious knowledge more easily. Let your body drift like a billowing cloud in the night sky. You do not need to hold on to or control your dreams. Let them happen naturally, like slow-motion films of the past and the future. In this space, you are completely safe. The ancestors are guarding your sleep, and intuition will be your silent guide, leading you back to your own wholeness. This stillness is the perfect environment for the heritage within you to speak. Every worry about right or wrong, about dry reality, now fades away. You are in the sacred cocoon of the subconscious. Let yourself be enveloped by hazy images, by soothing sounds from eons ago. You are precious because you can connect with the deepest dimensions of life. You are the successor of untold stories, the place where the echoes of the past find rebirth in the present. Your breath is now rhythmic, following the music of the universe. Your mind is expanding like the vast ocean. Let yourself sink deep, deeper still into the dream realm, where you and the ancestors become one in infinite stillness. As the dreams gradually dissolve to reveal a vast void in your mind, a strange sensation suddenly arises. It is the heart cry of a soul that has always questioned its place in this world, leading you to the secret of not belonging. Have you ever, in a room full of laughter or amidst bustling streets, suddenly felt an invisible loneliness wash over you? A feeling that you do not entirely belong to this era, to this world, or even to the standards the crowd pursues? Do not worry, old soul. That is not a sign of being out of place. It is the testament of an ancient Aridid speaking within you. Those who carry Rh-negative blood often bear a different vibration frequency. You are like a piece of exquisite classical music lost in the middle of a noisy festival of sound. You feel different because your body and your subconscious are operating according to another standard, the standard of originality, of depth, and of absolute authenticity. You were not born to dissolve into the masses. You were born to hold a steady point. A primal genetic code that nature has painstakingly set apart from the mainstream flow of evolution. Imagine you are a traveler from a lost continent, carrying memories of stillness and compassion, in a world that prioritizes speed and superficiality. Your sensitivity and depth suddenly feel out of tune, but that very dissonance is your beauty. You do not need to force yourself to fit into the molds of society. Allow yourself to be a precious outsider, the one who is silently preserving values that the modern world has accidentally forgotten. I want you to relax your shoulders, let your hands go limp, and take a deep breath. Relax. Smile at your own uniqueness. You are not alone on this journey. There are millions of other souls carrying the same blood as you, also feeling the same silent nostalgia for a distant home. Tonight, that home is this very stillness. You do not need to explain. You do not need to justify your presence. You are good enough. You are whole enough, in your own way. Let that feeling of not belonging turn into a quiet pride. You are a standard of ancient heritage, a being carrying the purity of eras long past. Your presence is necessary to rebalance this world. In your sleep tonight, shed every effort to fit in. Just let yourself drift in your private space, where you belong entirely to yourself, into the embrace of the universe. All the pressure to be like someone else now vanishes. You are free in your uniqueness, and this stillness is where you truly belong. As the burden of needing to blend in disappears into the night, the eyes of your soul will begin to see through the misty layers of reality. Let silent observation lead the way, bringing you to the wisdom of old souls, where the world appears through a completely different lens. Now, let your eyes rest completely behind the hazy layers of thought, but within your mind, I invite you to open another pair of eyes, the eyes of an old soul. Have you ever felt that you perceive this world through a lens vastly different from those around you? While the crowd is preoccupied with chasing loud noises and vibrant, fleeting images, you find yourself drawn to what is quiet, profound, and deeply marked by time. This is the awakening of the heritage wisdom within you. Those who carry Rh-negative blood are often likened to the observers of humanity. You possess an innate ability to see through outward shells, to touch the very essence of things, much like the ancient sages who sat for hours by temples to observe the movement of the stars. You possess an incredible patience and depth of observation. You do not just see a tree. You see the entire journey of the seed and the resilience of the deep roots through countless rising storms. Your wisdom does not come from reading 1,000 books, but from the silent connection of your blood to the treasure trove of ancient knowledge. I want you to feel the wonderful stillness of being a silent observer. In a modern world full of noise and haste, your ability to slow down, observe, and empathize is a priceless legacy. You're the silent pause in a musical piece with too many high notes. Your presence brings balance, reminding others of the value of reflection and compassion. You do not need to strive to speak out to be noticed, for the wisdom radiating from your stillness possesses a power more moving than any flowery words. Take a deep breath and feel the ease within the eyes of your soul. Perhaps you often feel weary from witnessing so much chaos. But tonight, allow those eyes of the soul to close in peace. You have observed enough for today. Every lesson, every image you have gathered will be distilled by your Rh-negative blood and transformed into wisdom while you rest. You do not need to understand all the laws of life right at this moment. True wisdom is sometimes simply knowing how to let yourself be still. Imagine you are standing atop a high hill, looking down at the valley of life. Everything below is in motion, but here, where you stand, there is only a gentle breeze and silence. You are the old soul guarding eternal values. Your difference in perceiving the world is the gift your ancestors have entrusted to you. Cherish those eyes, that wisdom, and let them guide you back to a state of absolute relaxation. Every thought of having to analyze, of having to understand, now vanishes. You are simply present. And that presence is already the most perfect form of wisdom. As the wisdom of the old soul gradually retreats into the darkness of stillness, your body begins to speak in a language of its own. Let your mind gently touch the unique biological rhythms, where body temperature and light whisper about your own wonderful compatibility. Now, bring all of your attention back to this physical shell, where the Rh-negative blood is operating according to a unique biological rhythm. Have you ever noticed your skin often carries a gentle coolness? Even when the world around you is burning, your body temperature is usually a little lower than average. as if your body is still silently holding onto the breath of high mountains or distant ice ages. This is not a lack of energy, but the way your body maintains stillness, helping you remain calm and thorough amidst environmental disturbances. You also carry within you an intense sensitivity to light. Your eyes do not belong to harsh lights or the scorching sun. They love the soothing embrace of moonlight, of mist, and of hazy spaces. In the darkness of this room, your body truly feels liberated. At its most authentic, your heartbeat is slow and steady, like an ancient pendulum clock in an empty room. You do not operate at the hurried pace of industrial society. You operate according to the rhythm of nature and of the stars. Feel this wonderful compatibility between you and the darkness tonight. You do not need to try to adjust yourself to any other universal biological mold. Relax every muscle, letting the gentle coolness of your body become one with the still air around you. You are a unique entity, carrying a physical structure that has been selected over tens of thousands of years to survive and observe. Your difference is the truest perfection for your soul. Every effort to keep up with the fast-paced life out there now vanishes. You're here, in absolute harmony with your own slow pulse. When the distinct rhythm of your body has found resonance with the night, that blood suddenly radiates a quiet royal hue. Let your mind drift toward the legends of blue blood, where purity is honored as a treasure of creation. In this profound stillness, I invite you to let the notion of blue blood gently permeate your consciousness. For a long time, this phrase has not only belonged to the European aristocracy with their delicate skin revealing veins of azure blue, it has also stood as a symbol for the purest preservation of a lineage. Carrying Rh- blood within you, you possess an original genetic code, a flow that has refused to dissolve into the masses, choosing instead to safeguard the most essential values of life. Feel this royalty, not through external power or fleeting fame, but through a deep, internal sense of self-worth. You are the guardian of a biological treasure, a pristine heritage that your ancestors spent tens of thousands of years nurturing and protecting. Your very presence here, with all your sensitivity and your unique difference, is a triumph of purity. Perhaps you do not need to change anything to become more ordinary, for you are already perfection in its most distinct form. Let this quiet self-esteem soothe every complex or weariness that the world outside may have accidentally placed upon your shoulders. You are good enough, you are worthy, you are completely whole. In your veins flows the pulse of kings, of sages, and of history's greatest preservers. Allow yourself to love this body, this blood, and this soul. Tonight, self-appreciation is the gentlest medicine, leading you into a state of total surrender, where you no longer have to strain to prove anything to anyone. Every judgment from the world vanishes into the void, leaving only the peace of a dynasty at rest. You are unique, and that is a beautiful thing. As that silent pride cradles your heart, the darkness suddenly feels solemn, like an ancient temple. Let your mind drift through the final threshold, where ancient lessons wait to transform into a soft lullaby for your rest. We have traveled together through a 10,000-mile journey of time, from the far-off ice ages to the luminous civilizations resting beneath the ocean's depths. Now, allow all those images to settle in your mind, like grains of golden dust drifting softly onto an ancient stone floor. In this moment, I want you to understand the most profound lesson from the ancient world. The value of heritage does not lie in structures of stone, but within the living, breathing entity that is you. Imagine you are standing before a venerable temple, where towering stone pillars still stand proud and firm against the storms of millennia. Those temples were built to preserve what is most sacred, but did you know that nature chose a much more subtle way to safeguard its secrets? Instead of heavy boulders, that legacy was entrusted to the flow of your veins. Your Rh- blood is a living temple. An indestructible genetic architecture that your ancestors spent tens of thousands of years building and passing down. Your ancestors, the resilient Basques, the wise pharaohs, or the travelers of Atlantis, they have not vanished into the void. They are present right now, in every beat of your heart, in the sensitivity of your nervous system, and in the very difference that you carry. The lesson of heritage reminds us, a person's worth is not measured by what they possess in the present, but by the strength of what they are preserving from the past. You are precious because you are an indispensable link in the great chain of souls that have ever walked this earth. Take a deep breath and feel the solemnity of the temple that is your body. Perhaps you sometimes feel the pressure to be great in the ways of the modern world. But remember, the mere fact of your existence with Rh-negative blood is already a magnificent legacy. You do not need to build any more walls, nor do you need to achieve grand feats to prove your worth. You are already a treasure. Every different trait you possess is the most intricate pattern carved upon this temple of heritage. In the stillness of tonight, allow yourself to be quietly proud. You carry within you the crystallization of wisdom, courage, and the purity of eons. Let this ancient lesson soothe your soul. You're precious enough because you are unique. You're whole enough because you are the successor. Treat yourself with the utmost reverence and tenderness, just as one would cherish the most sacred things within an ancient temple. Every worry for tomorrow now becomes small before the eternity of the heritage within you. Relax your entire body and let your soul rest within the temple of stillness. As the light from the ancient temple gradually fades into the night mist, a new rhythm of life begins to rise through your breath. Let your mind gently touch the truth that resting is the most sacred ritual for you to revive the strength of your eternal heritage. You have carried this great heritage through a long day, through worries, interactions, and the pressures of the modern world. Now, as the curtain of night has completely fallen, I want you to understand an essential truth. Rest is not laziness. It is a sacred responsibility to the very heritage you hold. Your Rh-negative blood, with all its sensitivity and sophistication, requires absolute stillness to regenerate, to filter, and to revive the most primal frequency of life. Imagine your body as a deep, profound lake holding the treasures of eons. Throughout the day, disturbances have made the lake ripple, causing those treasures to be obscured by the dust of the world. Only when you choose to lie down, let go of all effort, and allow yourself to sink into sleep, does the water begin to settle. In that stillness, the most refined essences descend. Your blood is purified, and the heritage wisdom shines brilliantly once more within every cell. Sleep is the ritual through which you preserve your own purity. Do not feel guilty for choosing to stop. View closing your eyes tonight as an act of honoring your ancestors. You are allowing the temple of heritage to be restored, so that when you wake tomorrow, you will have enough strength and sensitivity to continue your journey. Let all of today's burdens be handed over to the night's watch. You have fulfilled your mission for the past 16 hours. Now is the time for the heritage within you to fulfill its mission, to heal and revive you through deep dreams. Release the entire weight of your body into the support of the bed. Feel a sense of ease spreading like a cool, fresh stream, washing away all weariness. You are performing the highest duty, resting to endure. As your breathing becomes steady and deep, darkness is no longer an empty void but a warm, cradling embrace. Let your mind float toward the final horizon, where every mystery and every effort of a lifetime dissolve into absolute leisure. Our journey through the eons has now reached its final footsteps. The Ice Age caves, the stone valleys of the Basque Country, the radiant dynasties of the pharaohs, and the continents sunken deep beneath the ocean. They are all now but distant memories, drifting lazily outside the doorway of your mind. The Rh-negative blood in your veins has found its most peaceful harbor right here, in the absolute stillness of tonight. All the mysteries we have explored together, every hypothesis of divine origins or rare genetic codes, are not meant for you to strain to remember or understand. They exist only to soothe you, to remind you that you are a part of a magnificent story and that you are forever protected by the flow of history. The world outside may still be operating in a rush, filled with unanswered questions, but in this space, all searching comes to an end. I want you to listen to your heartbeat one last time before sinking deep into sleep. Do not force your mind to analyze anything anymore. Let this final message permeate every cell, soothing every corner of your soul. You don't need to understand all of life, just allow yourself to rest. That is right, you do not need to decode the mysteries of the blood you carry. Nor do you need to grasp every law of the universe or the upheavals of humanity. Your very existence is already the most perfect answer. Tonight, your only responsibility to your 1,000-year heritage is to let go completely. Allow yourself to melt into the gentle darkness, where all boundaries between past, present, and future fade away. Feel your entire body now, light as a silk thread, floating amidst an infinite and soft void. You are wrapped in the love of 10,000 ancestors, sheltered by the stillness of the stars. There is nothing left to worry about, nothing left to wait for, only peace, relaxation, and a deep sleep opening its arms to welcome you. Good night, precious heritage bearer. The universe will guard your sleep. Sleep well. As these words vanish into the void, let yourself drift through the final threshold of consciousness, where darkness is no longer darkness, but a gentle cradle leading you into the eternity of the most peaceful dreams.